Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Ender Magnolia. So last time we took an unexpected deep dive all the way down the tethered steeple instead of up, which is what I would have expected. And we even found a completely new area that might or might not be where we're supposed to go. But we left a couple of things undone along the way, so let's fix that. And also give our new Icy Fist ability a bit of a field test. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more situational. Oh hey. Yeah, I remember coming here the very first time I saw this area. I've been to this area. And I saw this platform as well, but I never activated it because I decided that this looked like a bit too much was going on here. Also a nice touch, the, I assume, homunculi that are kind of grown into the roots? Or whatever. Vines. Well, let's write this across and see what's what. We can definitely drop down. Hello. I immediately mess up all of my buttons. Okay. That eventually worked. Okay. Oh, you know what? That freezing effect is pretty good. If it always instantly freezes. I guess it's an alternative to breaking, to using this to break enemies' posture super quickly and get them staggered. Just get them frozen and kill them very quickly. Okay. How long are you going to stay frozen? Actually, surprising amount of time. And it seems like getting unfrozen... Oh. Okay, yeah. Like, getting hit while frozen will unfreeze you and you just take a ton of extra damage, just a huge additional hit. Seems like... Oh, this is actually gonna ride across. Ah, I didn't expect there to be another platform in the middle here. I thought we might be able to get to this whole thing just by dropping down here and dashing over, which it seems like that should be possible either way, but... Well, apparently there's also something in the middle. Is this platform just gonna go across? Yeah. So... Is this actually... No, surely we could have dropped down and dashed over. So that seems a little bit unnecessary, but... Hey there. Yeah, honestly, I did not expect this, this whole freezing effect to be quite as powerful as it is. That's really nice. I do like the fist for its longer reach and, I guess, versatility. Being able to hit enemies that are higher up, for example, a bit further away. And also setting my enemies on fire. I like that a lot, but damage-wise, I think it does not compete. And definitely not in terms of crowd control. And the momentary knockback is nice, I suppose, but... Yeah. You know, I wasn't really... Oh, well... I wasn't really expecting the... Ah, crap. Turned around too soon. Yeah, okay. I'm still learning how to use it most effectively, of course, but... I was honestly not prepared to like it as much as I do. Yeah, this is a bit awkward. Okay, that worked. I'm not the biggest fan of how my little companion sometimes steals the unfreezing hit, but I suppose... Oh, hey, I did not mean to actually do that, but that worked, I suppose. But not jumped right into that. Cool. There's not really much I can do about it. I mean, it's just gonna attack when it's gonna attack, and if it happens to do so, just as I freeze the enemy, before I get the chance to attack, then that's just how it is. And it's still dealing a ton of damage. Yeah, okay. That was just very mistimed. Is it gonna freeze both of them? Well, I guess it just outright one-shot the flyer, so that works too. And it turns out that this room and what was on this side was actually just a dead end, indeed. So, honestly, I'm expecting the same to be true with this room here. And there to really only be one path, ultimately, that I ended up taking by complete accident. But we'll see. Maybe there's more to this here. Could be a bit of an intersection. Now... we don't really have the capacity for it. But, yeah, I think there's more of a reason to equip this very close relic as soon as possible, perhaps. If I see myself keeping this this ice fist attack, and honestly, I kind of do, because it's already, you know, we're already dealing a huge chunk of damage, unfreezing an enemy like that, shattering an enemy, and this is just going to increase that by an additional 15%. That does seem pretty good. Now, of course, yeah, that's the thing, right? I basically have to decide. I mean, right now I've been using freezing almost exclusively and not staggering enemies at all, but well, this is obviously going to come into play, especially in boss fights. Whereas we're probably not going to be freezing bosses much, if at all. I don't know if that kind of crowd control status effect is even going to work on any, you know, any of the tougher enemies. It seems like it probably wouldn't, because it would be too powerful. Or maybe it freezes them, but only very briefly. I mean, either way, it could still be good. Get him. Level 20, nice. Ooh, can we cross this? Sometimes the camera zooms out a little bit more, or zooms in a little bit more, making it, well, a little bit trickier to... This looks suspicious. A little bit trickier to judge distances and how far you might be able to jump or dash, but no, perfectly fine in this case. Book of the Blighted. Neither the body nor the mind can resist the blight. In time it assails even the soul, and rot consumes the whole. The rot exhibits remarkable regenerative properties, granting undying flesh to the blighted. In the process, however, the mind is consumed by the blight's rage, until only madness remains. Only the miracle of the priestesses can bring salvation to the blighted. Isn't that unfortunate that that's always how that works? How about a horrible curse that brings immortality without any negative side effects? I guess it wouldn't be quite so horrible then. Another grimoire. Nice. It looks like there's something above. Oh yeah, but that might just be a long way around. We'll see. Let's hug this wall and not get anywhere. There's a grappling point. There's so many grappling points. Okay. Oh boy. Get that guy. Right, we can actually already see the 15% damage increase in effect there, right? Like the drill is dealing 15 damage per tick while they're not staggered, and then once they're staggered and juggled, it goes up to 17, which is of course not a huge increase, but it's there. It definitely adds up over just the sheer number of those attacks. Oh, nice. Oh, dodge that bullet just barely. Bird, if you would like. Okay, or I'll take care of them. That's fine. Right, so this is obviously gonna... Oh. Right, no, never mind. I momentarily forgot that we actually made our way over to yet another room. But yeah, this is gonna connect to the bottom section of this and eventually here. I guess we don't know for a fact yet that this does not continue further east. But the plethora of grappling points in this room makes me suspect that we probably won't be able to fully clear this one. Okay. Wait, are you bigger enemy gonna be frozen? Yes. Also, I wanted to get out of there because I knew I was in danger. I knew my hit points were low. But I was also greedy. Honestly, I should have just left after confirming that they can indeed be frozen. I guess I'm still experimenting with, you know, what works the best and how I want to approach things. I could head down here. Okay, well, we know that there's another big guy in a chest. There's probably a way to reach that. Straight down. Was that a good idea? I don't know. I guess it wasn't a terrible idea. Nice. Jump this guy. Freeze that guy. Freeze them both? Wait. Okay, I kinda accidentally dodged the first attack from this dude. Oh, what? He immediately unfroze? What happened there? Oh, also all isn't active. Whoops. I forgot that that gets turned off even when you die. I thought only when you spawned into the game or teleport. Or actually, does it get turned off when you teleport? Not even sure anymore. 100 materials. Okay. Not too impressive. Get that guy. There is indeed a way further east. Okay. So maybe there is a proper split path here. Wow, I keep underestimating those guys' reach. As demonstrated earlier, but... okay. Get him. Well, didn't get him quickly enough. Yeah, and there's... well, further to the left there were all those grappling points. Doesn't seem like there's any way for us to get up here or reach the higher levels of this room. Yeah. That'll have to wait. Oh, okay. Another respite over this way. So I guess we really did have a split path. And I once again left a couple of things unexplored. That's okay, we can always return to that earlier resting place. No party conversation here. Ooh, but wait. Oh, this is solid ground. Is this gonna collapse? It did actually not collapse. I'm amazed. That looked like such a classical trope. I suppose the map says that there's no way down from there, so I'll have to trust it there. Oh, this has to be a boss fight, though. Right? Surely this is a boss fight. Yeah. Or something. The Grim Reaper of Milius. Never thought I'd run into you here. Huh? Our companion Nola, I guess? Well, no further introductions or anything. Shackled Beast, hello. You dealt a lot of damage, and I don't know actually if I froze you momentarily. I think I might have, but I also immediately attacked, so... Wait, oh, I certainly did not freeze you there. Nope, he's gonna, yeah, start doing that. Oh, I can sometimes freeze him. Maybe there's something like a, you know, a cooldown period before an enemy can get frozen again. Okay. Apparently we're in phase 2 now. I somehow dodged the initial charge, but then unfortunately I ended up right inside of his hitbox, which turns out to not be that helpful. We almost got him staggered, for what it's worth. Ugh, didn't dodge that, though. And we're dead, yeah. Okay, there's, well... Obviously, that was just first attempt. Is the freezing gonna be that useful here? I think maybe in a boss fight situation I would prefer to just occasionally make him burn, so he takes some extra damage while I'm away, dodging. Also, the fact that it sometimes freezes him, but it's kind of unpredictable. I'm assuming that there is some sort of internal cooldown where, you know, he can't be frozen again until after a certain amount of time has passed, but yeah, everything else is probably fine. And I guess I can occasionally try to throw in some of this drilling to reduce his stagger meter. For the most part, focus on not getting hit quite as much, because he does hit really hard. Same little cutscene every time? Okay. Just skip that, I suppose. I specifically told you to turn around, so that would hit. Oh, also, yeah, all needs to be active. I don't remember having to reactivate that every single time, but I suppose it's probably always been the case. And he dodged that perfectly. Good job. And, yeah, there. It's my fault. It's always my fault, but, you know. I suppose sometimes it definitely feels like less my fault. Oh, okay. I should probably heal. He's gonna, yeah, slam down again and hit me with it, because of course he would. I swear I turned around. I tapped the button to face to the right before hitting the attack button. And he dodged expertly again, and it's okay. He's gonna stagger, please. We're dealing extra damage because he's, well, yeah, he was staggered. Okay, I underestimated the reach of that. And I tried to dodge out of the way, but too late. I don't know if that fist attack did anything. Okay. And we actually did make him burn there. So he's not immune to that. Okay, he's doing that again. I mean, he's standing around a lot, giving me plenty of... I dodged way too early there, okay. Giving me plenty of opportunities to hit him with the fist, for example. For some extra damage. And, you know, while I'm staying at a safe distance away, of course. So that's nice. Yeah, I think in general this is working. I just need to get hit a bit less by relatively easy to dodge attacks. And, okay, that's still... that's still hit. Oh, okay, yeah. When I see him doing that, definitely just get behind him. That's the safest place to be, it seems like. Oh, okay. Stagger? Wow, okay. Yep, just gonna do that. Phase 2. Ah, really? I dodged, but I guess ever so slightly too late. Gonna top off here because he just deals a ton of damage. It's gonna do that attack. I can actually hit him even with the drill, because that has just an insane reach. And we staggered him. Oh, is that gonna do that one? Yep. Holy crap, that reaches far. Nope, get out of there. Okay. Generous iframes. I almost did not get away from that. I don't know what he's doing. Final phase. What's that? Okay. Kind of a predictable pattern there, thankfully. No, once again, I swear I turned around. Is he gonna do the same thing again? No, that was actually a different attack. Oh, and once again, it's... Okay, it's fine. Wasted 2 perfect opportunities for a fist attack. He's gonna get stunned. I'm gonna finish him off. Not quite, I think. He's gonna do that one again. Oh, faster! No! Punch him. Kill him. Get him, get him, get him! Wait, how is he not dead 15 attacks ago? I swear. I didn't look at the big health bar, I suppose. But the little health bar looked like it was already empty and it would only take 2 more attacks. Jesus, okay, I got so greedy toward the end there. Just trying to get those last 2 hits in, but it was way more than 2 and I should have died, but hey, I didn't. Whew, okay, nice. I failed. Yeah, but, I mean, you were destined to. I can respawn endlessly, so... Let's see what we get from him. An attack? Some new ability? Only one attuner made it back from the depths. All he found was the shackled beast. The fumes have reached the crystalline realm. Even resistant homunculi are going crazy. Crazy? Crazy? I'm more sober than ever. Free from your brainwashing, damn humans! An attuner. Another of millions disposable something. You think you're any different from a homunculus? No, we're the same, you and me. Help me put an end to this nightmare. We're not so different, you and I. Sticking it to those Milia scum? Not a bad idea. Show me what you've got. A tuner. The chief attuner, huh? So that's gonna be a major character then. Not just someone mentioned in passing. There's power of frost, so there's still hope. You called me the Grim Reaper of Milias. Why? Another mutant without its memories, huh? Then you wouldn't remember if we've met before. Not that they'd be good memories. Not with those Milias scum involved. We'll need to keep this one on a short leash. Strength is the only language he understands. Yeah, he seems reasonable enough right now. I don't answer to you. I pledged my allegiance to the Frosts. There's no need to fight. Whatever. Nothing left here for me to protect anyway. So, the last of the Frosts, huh? Let me help. I'll be your shield. Literally? Defensive ability from this guy? I guess we'll see. No, achievement, chains. Shackled Beast, cooldown ability. Tempered into a formidable weapon by experiments conducted by House Milias. This homunculus was abandoned by his former masters after proving too difficult to control. He was subsequently tasked with exploring the lowest depths of the Land of Fumes, from whence few ever re-emerge. None but the chief attuner, apparently. But emerge he did, and with an attuner in tow. Oh, wait. So he went down there to explore and came back with the chief attuner? Oh. Also, what exactly is his ability? Oh, a kind of counter. Okay. Yeah. When activating the Shackled Beast ability, Lilac will momentarily assume a defensive stance during which enemy attacks are automatically nullified and countered. Be warned, however, that timing is key and that the ability requires a period of cooldown before it may be used again. That's fair. I mean, counter abilities are always, you know, very cool and very satisfying when you can pull them off. But, you know, do I really want to learn to get good at that? It's a pretty cool looking place. Okay, just a transitionary area. Crimson Forest, yeah, you don't say. What a bizarre sight. The fumes have affected the very wildlife here. Oh, yeah, evil versions of our dog friend. I guess it makes sense that there would have been more similar homunculi. Not all of them quite so friendly and docile. Okay. Never mind. I did everything exactly as I wanted to. I did not just accidentally succeed. What are you? Oh, warp. Okay, I was wondering if this was some sort of teleportation thing. It seems to point in a direction, of course. Right, there is one up there. Another two beasts guarding an item. That better be something good. But yeah, you don't just walk into it. It just teleports you in the indicated direction until you hit an obstacle, I guess? Oh. Oh, wait. I think this might not be a dead end because... Oh, no, never mind. It totally is. Unless I'm missing something. I thought maybe I can just dash out of that teleport and, you know, dash over to the side and use my double jump to get to the platform with the glowy plants there, but this just... Yeah, no, you cannot move or jump or anything, break out of that while you're teleporting or being, well, moved forward. So it looks like this is a dead end for now, unless I missed something. Oh wait, I might have missed something actually. Well, I mean, yeah, I think I can get the item that's up there. If I interpreted this correctly, this should just... Actually, how is this gonna work? Oh. That made me skip that entire area. Interesting. So I guess it's not always super obvious where One of those is going to transport you, and the one up top there is going to allow me to enter the treasure room here. And we have to enter that little compartment from the room above, it looks like. Okay. So we can actually explore this further if we want to. The question is, of course, do I want to right now? I guess that's easy enough to return to via this fast travel point. I mean, I guess if nothing else, I would like to look around this room here. Just in case there is something really helpful just lying there that I just walked past. And then, of course, technically between these two new zones, we've found this one first and already made it a little bit further into this one. So I think I'd like to maybe focus on the final disposal site first. Although I'm very, very fascinated by this and what's going on here. And of course we did fight a boss to make it past this point. But that further confirms to me that this is the main path that I'm intended to go, so obviously my instinct is to go the other way first. Right. So yeah, I think for now I'm heading back. Oh hey, we can talk. Let's talk about what just happened. Oh yeah, right. The tethered steeple was the last bastion for homunculi with nowhere else to go. That was my story too. Failed experiment. The Miliuses left me to rot in the lower stratum. And a tuner from House Frost saved our butts. Got us set up in the steeple. Oh, so the chief... Wait, so the chief attorney was also from House Frost, I guess? I mean, yeah. He was your friend, and you're obviously on the pro-Frost side of things. And very much against Milius. And apparently you encountered Nola before when she was still working for House Milius. But she doesn't seem to remember any of that, and obviously she's working for us now, so she's cool. And a tuner from House Frost saved our butts. Got us set up in the steeple. Worked out for him too. Kept the Miliuses from taking over the place. But you also called us the last Frost? So I guess... Also, what are you smoking there? Milius scum. They keep cooking up homunculi. But I'm gonna put an end to that. We don't get to choose, you know. Our fates are set in stone from the moment we're born. It's a raw deal. I suppose that's literally true for homunculi. Although, I mean... maybe not so much. Because you might have been created specifically for a purpose, but things didn't necessarily work out the way that your creators intended after all. I suspect a number of homunculi have been disposed of at the final disposal site. Oh, okay. So you're mentioning that area to alert me that it exists, I guess, if I hadn't found it already? Thinking of the homunculus graveyard? Is that even real? Don't the recycling homunculi dismantle and recycle everything down there? They don't appear to be functioning as intended at present, though. It ain't just the disposal site that sees a shower of trash from the upper and central stratums. Folks in the lower stratum are used to having trash rain down all the time. It ain't right. The way they treat both homunculi and other humans. Yeah. Guess I'll agree with that. What do we have here? These memories, of course. Another boss to refight. Right. Oh, also, I totally meant to open the episode with a little bit of, you know, extra enemy art unlocking and whatnot. But I forgot to do that, so I guess we're doing it now. Ooh, parasitic experiment number 1. The official name of mimics. The remains of homunculi long forsaken. In their desperation to live, their bodies have conjoined, allowing them to survive. They are forced to conserve their magic and lie in wait for unsuspecting prey to draw close. Ugh. Vassals of the Chain. A mercenary squad taken in by House Frost. At one time they guarded the tower that housed the shackled beast, but have now succumbed to the fumes and become mutants. Well, they're still kind of guarding it, I suppose. Vassals of Iron. A mercenary squad taken by House Frost. Possessing great upper body strength, they wield their signature ball and chain weapons effortlessly. Steeple Executioner. A confidant of the Shackled Beast. He has driven back countless Milius invasions. Countless? Forest Beast. A primordial creature native to the forest. Through a process of augmentation, they have been turned into mutants. These are the males of the species, lacking the crystallized horns and spikes of the females. They taunt their prey by kicking at the ground with their abnormally developed hind legs. I'd say their front legs are pretty abnormally thick as well. But maybe that's not abnormal, that's just how they are. Then close into attack with both arms, right. Experimental Beast. Once gentle in demeanor, these native creatures have been modified into aggressive mutants. Now they roam the forest in their new forms, relentless and unyielding in their pursuit. Ah yes. Roller Lightning Orb. What? Lightning Orb? Homunculus designed for the purpose of collecting waste. The waste it collects is then sent to the central stratum and recycled into components for homunculi. I guess that used to be the case. Iron Orb? A homunculus designed to aid in waste collection. It raises the ground using an iron ball to clear a path for other homunculi. How nice of him. Arachnida Type 1. The homunculus designed to serve as a lookout. A homunculus. Suspended by a thread, it keeps a watchful gaze over its surroundings, intercepting trespassers. Arachnida Type 3, I guess, so we skipped Type 2 somehow. A homunculus designed to carry out waste surveys. Using ceilings as its vantage point, it scans for waste buried beneath the ground. It also makes for an effective escort to other homunculi. Aquatic Surveyor Type 2, now with a shield. A homunculus designed for underwater surveillance, it is equipped with a shield and harpoon for combat underwater. And then, of course, we have the Shackled Beast. Tempered into a formidable weapon by experiments conducted by House Milius, this homunculus was abandoned by his former masters after proving too difficult to control. He was subsequently tasked with exploring the lower steps. Wait, we already read that. That's okay. Of the Land of Fumes, from whence few ever re-emerge, but emerge he did, and with an attuner in tow. Right. Characters. More Lita? Oh, right. Your other two abilities, which both deserve their own entries for sure. Shackled Beast, with the exact same lore entry again. And again. How are these different again? Who knows? Okay, no entry for the Chief Attuner yet. I suppose we haven't officially met them yet. Or, well, met them at all. Well, since we have the fragments for it, might as well look at this one. Nola design. All the different weapons. Very nice artwork. Nice touch, this blood-stained dress. Or, I don't know if it's supposed to be, you know, that it used to be white and just she was wading through so much blood of her enemies that it, you know, started getting stained by it, or it almost looks like organic tissue, you know? Like some translucent veined tissue. Either way, it's nice. It's a nice touch. Okay. Awesome. Right. Back to the actual game, though. Oh yeah, you only have this one ability, huh? Interesting. A one-trick pony. Chain Whip. Okay. There's a lot of... I suppose it is an attack that also performs a counter when timed well. Nullifies enemy attacks momentarily and counterattacks with the chain. Or does it only actually attack when you use it with the correct timing? I suppose that's implied. The subject of an experiment, he has no name. He tore free of the chains that bound him, and word of the bloody rampage that ensued soon spread. It was the Shackled Beast. The Unshackled Beast, more like. Unfortunately, we did not get an extra slot for it to use, or, you know, just get a separate button for it, so I have to choose to use this over something else. I mean, for what it does, I guess having a counter on the shoulder button might feel the most natural, so I'm putting it there, in other words. I mean, I'd give it a shot, you know. I doubt I'm gonna end up using it in the long term, but who knows? Maybe I will. But yeah, what would I replace with it? I mean, obviously not my main attack. Maybe the Seeker, if anything. I mean, that's really nice to have. Oh wait, I'm also dumb, because... No, of course he has more. It just doesn't show until you have actually acquired. So he will eventually have a charge. Okay. A charge forward counter. So I guess a more long-reaching counter-attack? Or do you actually have to be attacked? Yeah, I guess you have to counter something that would hit you in melee range. Yeah, that's makes sense. But then it's also the ensuing counter-attack will actually reach further. With nary a care for its own well-being, the Shackled Beast's fury guides its actions. That one seems cool. Less power compared to the Chain Whip, but also a shorter cooldown. Much faster, and it has more of an AoE component. Yeah, makes sense. Benumbed Howl. Interesting. Nullifies enemy attacks momentarily and counters with a piercing howl. The howl bypasses the enemy's defenses and inflicts the freeze status. It also apparently can parry range attacks, but I guess we don't know for sure that the melee counters can't do that. It doesn't specify, I guess. An inhuman cry, not unlike those heard during the biological experiments involving animal fusion. Wonderful. No break damage on this one, interestingly. Okay, yeah, it's just... It deals damage and it freezes in a large radius, of course. All interesting, all fascinating in their own right. Of course, the main question is, how tight is the timing for it? And there's only one way to find out. I suppose... I mean... No. There. I do like the owl, but it's... You know, and its additional damage is helpful. No doubt about that. But it's not going to, you know, carry me single-handedly. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's not crucial. So, if I'm going to replace something, that's gonna be it. And I better get used to, you know, having my abilities where they're usually gonna be. And, you know, I can't see myself not playing without this. This is just so good for juggling normal enemies and for quickly depleting even bosses' stagger bar. So, yeah. So I guess I'll get used to this, the parry being on the B button. 7-second cooldown is not nothing, but I guess we'll see how powerful it is, actually. Let's see, let's explore a bit of this room. Actually, that counted. Okay. Of course, I was too far away, and so it didn't do anything, but... Oh, also... I did not re-equip the Ice Fist. And the thing is, I really like both for what they do. I'd be perfectly happy with either of those two attacks. Oh, yeah. It's not what I meant to do, but it worked out, I suppose. Okay, yeah. I was on cooldown, of course. Let's try that again. Okay, that's a lot of damage. 400 damage like that? I mean, that is quite good. Okay, and I was wondering if just finding this exit, you know, discovering this exit would complete the entire large room there, and it did. Good. Okay, so experiment time. It can be countered. Okay, so we can counter or block at the least. Block at least range attacks. Of course, it's not really going to be very effective if the enemy is not in range. Okay, interesting. Didn't expect that guy to try and hit me. Ha. But yeah, okay. Sometimes, even when blocking a range attack like that, the enemy might be in range. Because it's still pretty far-reaching. Okay, we have to get to the other switch there. Honestly, the timing seems pretty generous, and I don't hate this as much as I would, as much as I thought I would. Okay, well, I had to say something. Okay. I'll try to use it a couple more times. Oh, wait, that... Of course that doesn't go up suddenly. We have to climb from here. I pressed the button, but too late. And again. Nice. Huh? Wait, I pressed the heal button, but then I cancelled the heal, I think. That was way too early. And now it's on cooldown. Of course it is. Okay, it's back. Okay. Well, I mean, it is a lot of damage, but it's not enough to just one-shot a beefier enemy like that. I don't know. Eye of the Ancients. It's a relic. Reduces cooldown for abilities by 15%. Okay. I mean, how much would that be, though, for a 7-second cooldown? 15%? Is that a second? That might be a second. Which I guess is not nothing. An ancient arcane instrument fashioned by House Frost. The eerie blue eye enclosed within it is said never to take its gaze off the holder. Whether or not the orb is real is another matter. Okay. Room complete. Didn't we not find something that looked basically like this? Oh yeah, it was this actually. Eye of the Beast. Eye of the Ancients. Not exactly the same, but similar. Also created by House Frost. The good guys that put eyes in jars. Maybe it's not quite so simple. As, you know, Milius being evil and Frost being good. But, I don't know. I mean, canonically, we are apparently of House Frost, so I guess whether or not they're the good guys, they are our guys, so there's that. Okay, we won't be able to fully explore this until we can grapple, and likewise here, I guess? Don't remember if there were grappling points, but I guess there must have been. So... yeah, and I decided not to head in that direction for now, but instead head here. Yeah. And I think this is where I'm going to call it an episode. We defeated another boss, we gained another companion and some interesting abilities. I guess I'll keep playing with the counter for a while longer. I mean, I don't have to use it on absolutely everything, of course. That's gonna be the biggest issue, maybe, determining or just, you know, deciding on the fly when the counter is the best option and using it with the correct timing instead of just, you know, having my standard approach to fighting enemies and, you know, sticking with that. I feel like that's gonna work way better with how my brain works. And these counters are definitely very doable. I mean, the timing seems generous enough that I can usually pull it off, and it's definitely powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna play with it a little bit longer, but I think for now I still foresee myself just going back to something, you know, just some added passive damage. Just, you know, one less thing to constantly think about and try to optimize while also doing everything else. But, yeah, I want to give it a fair chance, you know? Anyway, we'll continue exploring this place, because this does not seem to be the main way forward. But who knows, it might still give us a crucial ability that we need at some point anyway. For the time being, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.